Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk. Excuse me. And today I thought we would have a look at one of these. If you remember back a few videos, I mentioned that I'd managed to pick up some... stop that flickering. If you remember a few videos back, I said I had managed to pick up some very cheap little 4.3 5-inch LCD monitors, and they arrived in the post the other day. And I said these are absolutely brand new. The new old stock. I mean, they're nothing. I don't think you would buy brand new nowadays. But I managed to buy two of these, including postage, for under 10 quid, which I thought was absolutely fantastic value. So what I thought we'd do today is we'd get one out of the box. I bought two of these. I've actually only got a use for one at the moment. I may have a think about some of the things I can do with the other one. Possibly not vintage computer related. I have an idea for fitting one possibly in my boat to use with a little camera in my boat, but like I said, that's a completely different project. But anyway, today I thought we'd get one of these out of the packet and get it connected up, have a look at it, and perhaps tear it down, because obviously I don't need all this plastic on it for what I want to do with it. And we'll see what makes it tick inside. So without further ado, let's get in there. Well, we've got a remote control. Don't think we'll be needing that for what I have planned for this one. And we have, oh well, put a great big chunk of metal again. I don't think we'll be needing that for this project. And we have it's fairly well got some batteries. I don't know how good they'll be nowadays, but nevertheless we've got some batteries. We've got some fixing screws which we're not going to need, but will come in handy to go in the pile. We've got installation manual. Again, I don't think we're really going to need that. Stick that to one side though. And we have the monitor itself, and it is just the right size for what I wanted. I'm really pleased with that. Let's see if we can get it to pop up. Yeah, there we go. Obviously that's meant to fit on the roof of a car, and that's meant to drop down like that. But it's just the right size for what I was planning. It is really perfect. And if we look, we have it needs 12 volts DC, and we've got a composite video lead there. So let's see if we can get this thing to power up. Now let's have a look what we've got kicking around. Well, I've got a power supply here, 12 volt DC power supply, and yeah, we just need to figure out a way of connecting this to that. Let's have a think. A crocodile lead. Now if we connect that. Let's connect. And it is center positive, this one, I do know that. We'll connect that to that like that. We bend that over, shove that in there. Oops, and we instantly pull that wire out. Let's perhaps get the power supply somewhere a bit closer so I can do this. Right. So I've got that. You on there? Yeah, you're on in view there. Right, now let's plug that back in there like that. That should. Where did it get? There we go. Standby. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get a better contact for that. Yeah, bend that over. Let's see what we can bodge up to get get some power into it. Let's try shoving that in there. That's it. And connect that on there. That's more like it. That's brought us the standby light on. And then we've got some buttons underneath. Power. It's come up AV, so it seems to work anyway. Let's see if we can get a signal up it. Right, that's ideal. We will get this spectrum out. Shove that behind there. Plug that in. Like that. Plug that in there. Like that, is that going to work? Yeah, we've got a spectrum working there. And all we need is a cable to connect the back of the specky up to the monitor. Bear in mind this specky does output composite through its TV output, so that's why I can do this. So let's plug that on there, let's switch the spectrum on and see what happens. We get a very fuzzy, out of focus picture. That's not very good, is it? Let's try that again. That's not very good at all. Let's try switching the specky off and back on again. And it doesn't like that for some reason. Let's see what we can do with the instructions. Let's see what we can do with the buttons underneath. What do they do? That's volume, which is most odd because I'm pretty certain this doesn't have a speaker in it. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have a speaker in it because it doesn't have an audio input on it at all. It just has the composite, and I wonder if it's the fact that we've got this so dodgily connected together that's causing us problems. I don't know. So when I disconnect that looks nice and stable. When I connect up the spectrum, in fact, let's try a different computer. Let's see if it's it could be that this spectrum's not happy at the moment. So let's get that out of the way and let's try plugging in. In fact, let's plug in the old ZX81 board, which is what I'm planning to use this for anyway. Let's get the ZX81 board out and we'll give that a try and see whether we have any more luck with and get it out of its drawer. See if we get any more luck with that, because that didn't look very good. Well, it could be that that spectrum's decided to be doing something bad. Let's have a look here now. We don't need that power. Get that out of the way. I can plug this one in. This will power the ZE. And again, this is composite modded to output through the what was the modulator. Let's put some power into that, and we'll see what we get on the screen this time. So that's connected up. Let's switch on. We'll get even less. It certainly doesn't seem to like that. And I think the ZX81's working. It certainly doesn't like that either. No, I can't seem to get a good mains connection there. Ah, there we go. That's holding it now. Let's have a press of some of the buttons. Picture, brightness, tint, contrast. Let's see what the other. That's just standby. it certainly doesn't like to seem to like the output from that ZD, does it? Let us try another cable, just in case it's that cable which is causing us some issues. I've got another cable here. Yes, I have. Let's connect this one up. I shouldn't have expected that to be causing us a problem, but we can but see. Let's give that a try this time. Nope. No, these aren't happy. I mean, these were sold as brand new, but that obviously, like I said, it's odd that, unless there's some damage to the cable, I really don't know. Yeah, well, bear with me. I'll be back in a second when I've figured out what on earth's going on with this thing. Okay, we're back. Okay, as you can see, what I've done basically, I've took it out of its case because that thing was just getting in the way, and I've I've just tacked that on there. I've tacked a proper power connector on so we can actually put some power into it properly. And what I've done, I've got it connected up here to one of my test ZX Spectrum boards, and if we actually switch it on now, you can see it does actually work. It's not a bad image actually. I wish it was a tiny little bit brighter, but it could be. Yeah, a lot of it's due to the fact it's still got this film over the screen to protect it, and I don't want to take that off until I've actually finished doing what I'm doing with it. The only thing that slightly concerns me at this moment, it seems to work fine on that Spectrum there. Like I said, I'll switch off. It syncs to that signal absolutely no problem at all. But when I tried it before on the ZD board, I couldn't get it to do anything. Let's just double check. Let's just try that again. So let's connect this up to the ZX81 rather than the Spectrum. There we go. And switch it on again. And as you can see, it doesn't seem to want to sync to that. It doesn't work at all. Most odd. Let's try that again. No, it doesn't want to sync to that at all. It's definitely the Z is working, because if I plug it into this monitor up there, as we can see, it comes straight on. So ignore that at the top. That's because this monitor's a bit dodgy. But as you can see, it actually comes straight on there. However, if we connect it up to this we connect it back up to this little monitor here, we're getting absolutely nothing. We're not getting anything that's recognisable as a signal out of it, which is a little bit disappointing, because that's exactly what I wanted to use this for. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do something with the do some conditioning to the signal, maybe, perhaps a little bit more amplification. I'm not sure, but it's obviously it's not happy with that signal as it is for now. That's a little bit of a that's a little bit disappointing. Like I was saying, I was hoping that would just work straight off. Even, I mean, that's the Z. The Z is powered off, and we've still got all this interference over the screen. Switch the Z back on. It's as though it's trying to sync to something, but it just can't do it. That's the Z completely disconnected. Let me just connect the video signal back up. And you get just a bit of interference on the screen, but it certainly doesn't seem to be able to lock to anything. So that's a real bit of a pain. I'll just connect it back up to the Specky instead. No, just get a little bit of RF interference when you flip the switch there. I've got this plugged back into the Spectrum. Let's plug the Spectrum back in. And you see it connects and syncs to that absolutely no problem at all. So it must need a very clear composite signal to actually lock to, which the ZX81's not giving out. That's a bit of a bummer really, because that was the whole plan of using this. So I'm going to have a look at the video output from the ZX81 and see if I can buffer it somehow to actually drive this little monitor. But anyway, I thought I would show you this monitor. Like I said, I've got two of them, and they are quite nice. And like I said, they cost me £3 plus postage for the two of them, so I can't be that ashamed with them. So I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope you enjoyed having a quick look at these. So thanks for watching, and goodbye. Okay, last quick little thing before I go. I just couldn't leave this. I just couldn't quite leave this alone. I've knocked up a tiny little amplifier. It's just a little 1 transistor video amplifier circuit. Just play about, and you can't see it very well, but I have actually just switch it off and back on. I have actually just about managed to get a cursor showing on the screen there. It is very, 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 very faint. Obviously, this is just a quick little lash up, but we do actually have a cursor off the ZX81 on the screen there. Like I said, it's so tiny you can hardly see it, and it does keep fading out. You switch off and switch back on, it does come back. So it's absolutely tiny there. I can plug the Spectrum in, and this does actually now, with this little video amplifier, produce a locked. It's in black and white, but it does produce actually a locked signal now, which it wasn't doing before. So let's just quickly show you this before I go. And as we see, we now actually have this that Spectrum. There you go, displaying on this little display. And it's not the best of images in the world, but like I said, that literally is just using this little video amplifier I've knocked up here. If we pull the ground out there, so we can see we're back to what we was getting before. If we connect that, obviously we're getting a picture. Like I say, it's only in black and white. It could be because I've got the colour turned down on here. Let's see if we can perhaps just get some colour out of it before I go. It's definitely down to whatever it's not getting what it's expecting, because as you can see, the menu systems is nice and bright. Or well, it says PAL on the box actually, so I don't think that's the problem. I was wondering whether it was expecting NTSC, but it does actually say PAL on the PAL on the box. But we're getting more than we was getting before. Like I said, I think it is just going to be a case of I'm going to have to make some little video amplifier to get this thing to work happily with a ZX81. But that has proved that we should actually be able to get this doing something. And as you can see, obviously I've pulled this completely out of its case now, because I wanted a little in fact, let's just quickly show you this before I go. Just disconnect that. This is basically the entire unit. It is quite old. In fact, I've actually found a date on this, and it was actually made in 2001. So it is getting, it is quite antique. It is, even though they're brand new, like I said, they are quite antique. Standard inverter backlight, like I said, everything is LED nowadays. It does actually get quite hot as well. But like I said, I found a date on the main process chip on here of 2001, so they are certainly a little bit vintage anyway. So anyway, like I said, I'll leave it there properly now. So this is definitely so long for now. So thanks for watching again, and goodbye.